Good day and welcome to your favorite sport program on TV, 360 Sport. I am Mudashir Shitu. Today, I'll be your anchor and guide to let you know something interesting in the world of sport. The sport we're looking has to do with not one of the popular sports in the country, but few individuals are bringing things together to ensure that the sport becomes one of the best sports developing in the country. So I was speaking with someone that are putting herself, sacrifice her time and resources to ensure that softball gets to where it is today. And we're looking at, in the possibility of taking to the next level, we're looking at encouraging softball among children. So I'll be speaking with, I'm speaking with Rashidat Abdurrahman, who is the head coach of some of the softballs in Badagry. It's good to have you on the show, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's tell us. Softball is not one of the most popular sports in the country, but now it's developing. Tell us what has people been doing, you yourself, to ensure that softball gets to the level it is now.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mudashir. Yeah, softball as it is, it's in the outside world, it was it stands on its own. It's a twin game here in Nigeria. We call it baseball and softball. But at the outside world, is basically softball. It's an organization on its own, that female participate in it. So only girls and women play softball then, but now we have men and female softball. So I'm trying to, give back to the society what we've learned and achieved in baseball, right from where we started. And because of the love and passion I personally have for the game, that's what brought me back to, softball and training players. It has not been easy, but we thank God.
Okay. Now, how do you encourage? What are the challenges the sport has faced in the country? Because for us to start talking about what are the challenges and what are still the challenges it's facing right now to ensure that the sport gets developed.
Yeah, I think I'll mention two major things. One, it lacks sponsorship. Sponsorship. It has not been easy, even to take players out. Several invites will push through at the end of the day, means, to take the players out. And it's killing the game gradually as a result of that. Because practice without a competitive game, it will losing the morals of those players. The interest will be so low because they don't have that access, to take it to the next level. And secondly, equipment. Up till date, you cannot walk to a sports shop and say you want to get equipment. It's scarce. So we get all this, being shipped down from the US, Europe, and Japan before we go, get access to them. Those are the two major things I can say is the problem. The challenges we are facing in baseball and softball entirely in Nigeria.
Okay. Rashidat, you are one of the
Yeah.
numerous names when it comes to softball, baseball in the country. How did you get involved? Because I know you're also into sports before. So how did your paths come across softball? And what's passion? You have so much passion for the sport, and then you are recognized internationally as regards to the same sport. Why did you decide to push your resources and your time to promote softball, and how did you come in contact with softball?
Thank you. This started while I was, in just one. When I was just one, I normally go to stadium to train basketball. But I have this uncle of mine that plays basketball very well then. So I said, Uncle, where are you going? Said to stadium. I love the way he dressed up. So I said, okay, can I come with you? He said, yes, why not? So that was my very first time, of entering stadium. And my first sport then was basketball. So in school now, there was this girl in our class then. I can't even remember her name. It's been long. She now said, well, there's a sport in stadiums, a new game that they needed softball and stuff like that. As softball. It's not even our curriculum this thing. Yeah. And I said, yes, let's try it. So after school that day, we all, like 10 of us, we joined her and we went down there. So when we get there, we met with the technical advisor for Nigerian baseball and softball in person of Coach Olajide Abidoyi. He's the founder for Sliders Baseball and Softball Sports in Kwara State. So I picked instrument the very first day because I was asked to come and bat, and I did it very well. They clapped and I said, you are going to be a very good player. You should start coming, don't worry. That's all. That's how I started. And our first trip was to go and play Little League under 12 in Abuja 1992. So that was
Okay.
my first half in baseball.
Okay. I know you have. Looking at your profile, you have so much position among softball. You have a club in Badagry. I think you're also the coach of Lagos State Softball Association. Am I right?
Yeah, very correct.
And you have many things. Just a few times, you've been doing so much, organizing so many softball
Events.
classes, activities, and all that. So how do they overcome? What do you think should be done to encourage people to make sure the government, private sectors are all involved, so that every house we can be talking about softball?
Yeah, thank you. These are the reason. This is the main reason why I keep on, running activities on a yearly basis to create more awareness in our neighborhood. We play baseball in Lagos State. I'm also a former player for Lagos State. We play for the states. We get medal for the states. And I came back because when I got married, I stopped. I came back through my my mentor, who happens to be my international coach, Coach Gerard Hall, who was in Nigeria last year. So this is the man, that asked me to come back to softball. That no, you are very good. You can't just go like that. And then the softball is going down. Why their, activities was only going for baseball, which are for the men, for boys. But softball, there was nothing of such. It's as if they are killing the game gradually, because as a result, there is no sponsor. And based from the past national players, most of them are outside the country, and the few ones around does not really show interest. So that's why I now decided that since my coach said I should come back, and it will be there for me when it comes to equipment. I don't have issue, because coming, to start recruiting players, you need, aside from the passion you have and the love you have for the game and the zeal to play it, equipment, you cannot do without them. You cannot do without it. So I'm happy this thing was made easy through Coach Gerard Hall from Washington, D.C. and other people like that, other coaches that came from abroad, from Holland, Germany, Europe, US, Japan, or recent, So those are the things. Softball is a very interesting game. I love playing it, and I love children. I love to recruit more players, so I have more softballers I have baseball in my team, but especially, decided to go back based on softball. I needed more girls. Parents should encourage more girls to come in because we have a lot, they have a lot to gain. I encourage academics. They should face their studies. They should be more serious there. And there should be, an extracurricular activities, which is sports or any other thing you like to go to involve yourself, you know. But softball, it keeps them away from the street majorly, keeps all these players away. Some that will just come back from school, you see them drop their bag, eat, they've gone till evening. The parent will not even see them, you know. But they know, okay, we train, like my son, before we used to train twice a week. So because of some things that came up, we have to start training just once, which is Saturdays. And I even tell them that Saturdays, it will be useful for your parents. Make sure whatever needs to be done early morning, if you can do it in the night or evening, Friday night, or you wake up as early as possible and do that thing. After then, you come back. Even one of my parents need to tell me that, coach, you are trying, you need to see this, my girl. She will not want to do anything. She will not be sleeping. Not until she start playing softball. That if you tell her you are not going to that field, you see her, she will be the first person to wake up in the house, try to do, what needs to be done before going to training for practice in the morning. So this thing, I think it helps them. They travel, they meet with other players from other parts of the state, from other parts of the world. Like they just concluded one now. We did it, to create more awareness about this thing. You can see those little ones, catch them young, the baseballer. Those are the things. Americans start, training these younger ones. That's what they become professional. They are very good at it. But if we two are doing the same thing, catching them young at this tender age, before you know it, before they are 15, 14, no, they will be hot. And they will have the opportunity to showcase their talent when this thing comes around. What do they call them? I've forgotten. When these coaches from Adron comes, they can select from them. They will be, even there is one that happened last year, I think Japan. They came, tried to pick, I think they picked 2 baseballers.
Okay.
It's not for softball, just for baseball. And that of softball will be coming very soon, which they will be the one to finance, their school till university level. And they will still have access to play professional baseball and they will be paid. So these are the things we are looking forward to, encouraging, most especially ladies, girls, because our parent believes everything about girls ends up somewhere, which is not the truth. I don't buy that. Being an housewife is not stopping you from being a softballer. I'm managing both and I'm doing it very, very well. I travel a lot. Just of recent, I was appointed a league commissioner for Babe Ruth League, Nigeria. And I'm the present Lagos State softball head coach. Now, the league president for Badagry Angels baseball and softball. So all this achievement is based on hard work. What they see us doing.
Interesting.
I do program on a yearly basis. We go out, we look for sponsors, is zero. So the little one you see we did yesterday, it came from US. You can see the 2 sponsors there, Mamie Johnson and Coach Gerard Hall of DC Knights.
Okay.
They've been doing wonderfully well for us. And they intend to pick like 2 of our softballers this year, because they are planning to come back to Nigeria. He plans to take 2 of them if possible. That those are serious with the academics and at the same time they are good with softball. They will be given scholarship, And this will help the parents
Rashida, we're
You
going to
know,
go for a quick break. Thank you so much. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we have more questions for you to answer. If you're just joining us across the globe, this is 360 Sports, and we'll be looking at softball and how our young lads, boys and girls can encourage softball. And this is a sport that have been striving, that have been moving from one landscape to the next to ensure that it comes with the same popular sport in Nigeria. So just now we've been speaking with Rashidat Abdulrahman. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we still have her. She is in charge of Lagos State Sports Softball Association as a coach. She also has an academy for softball, and her life has been surrounded by developing and encouraging softball in Nigeria. Don't go away, we're still on with you. Yeah, welcome back. If you're just joining us, we've been talking about softball and so many interesting comments you've been receiving from all our social media platforms as regards to promoting and developing softball in Nigeria. And my guest is still with me, talking about Rashidat Abdulrahman, who, to me, is the face of softball in this part of the world. Though she's located in Badagry, where so much activities are going on in promoting the sport. Now, some have argued, Rashidat, that softball is for the rich. Using that word, some are saying it's for the poor. Reasons for those that say it's for the rich is because the bats, the helmets that are going to wear is not something you get easily, and some of this equipment are not gotten in the market, in most markets in the country. So what's your opinion about this argument? Do you think it's right that it's for the rich, or it's for the poor, or it's for everybody? And how can one get that equipment in the country?
yeah, thank you, Mr. Mudashir. If they said it's for the rich, they are right. And if you said it for the poor too, they are absolutely right. And reason is because, like I said earlier, our equipment is not what you can get. You can walk into any sports shop and get them. We order for it, So for those that can afford it, they can easily have access to it. Most especially those parents that travel abroad to the US, they can get it for their kids. So, but for the poor, we need to wait for the one in the club that is meant for the coach. So you come, pick it, use it, and drop it. But for the rich, you already have all your equipment. You have a bat to yourself. You have the helmet. You have the full kit.
Oh, okay.
Everything you have them.
So in this video we're watching now, I can see somebody holding the bat and with the helmet. Can you tell us what all these accessories are for? Starting from the helmet, I think it's a guide, and the bat. We have something that looks like a vest, a bulletproof vest. And that same glove they wear in the hand. Can you tell us,
we should
for those that have not come across this sport, can you tell us what is the purpose of all this?
Yeah, thank you. The helmet is meant for for both the batter, the batting team, and the catcher, basically to protect their head. That is the major thing, to protect them, from being injured by ball. Those are balls that are hard. So mistakenly the ball could come, maybe on your way running to first base or any of the bases. The ball is being thrown and automatically it hits you on the head. But when you have that helmet on, it protects you.
Yeah, but I also noticed, Rashidat, I also noticed that the ball is hard. Is that helmet protective enough?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's protecting the head. While we have the glove, you saw the glove, right?
Yeah.
The glove, this is used by the fielding team.
Okay.
You can see the catcher is putting on a chest protector, a chest guard, and the knee guard.
Okay.
So to protect those areas where the ball can hit her. You can see the helmet is different from the one the batter the one standing with the bat is
Okay.
different.
Oh, okay.
The catcher's own, we have the higher one in front. So to protect any kind of ball, or even the batter that comes to the batting ball can mistakenly hit the catcher. So when she has all this thing on, it's a guard, it's a protector for her
Okay.
and all others.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, some more questions. Now, basic of this particular sport, what are they there to do? You see people, the batter, the guide, when they throw the ball, you see somebody trying to swing with the bat and somebody's running off to go there. In the basic elementary understanding, can you just tell us what they're trying to do?
Yeah, as you know, it's a team game, like football.
Okay.
The difference is that the two teams cannot come into the field at a time. We have the offensive and the defensive.
Okay.
The defensive are the one on the field. The offensive one are the one outside coming to bat in the batting box.
Okay.
So all they are there is the one on the field are there to defend the team. Look at the girl standing.
Okay.
She's from the offensive team.
Okay.
Those one fielding with the catcher there, they are defending those opponents
Okay.
from coming into the field.
Oh, okay.
You know, they advance the moment they come inside the batting box and they automatically bat the ball. They will have to move down to first base. You run, you sprint down to first base to make sure you get to that particular base before the ball gets there. We all know ball is faster than human, so that shows the runner must be a sprinter, someone that can run very fast, so that he can get to that very base before the ball gets there. If the ball gets there before her, she's out. It's
Okay.
against, that means the fielding team are automatically defending their team perfectly to stop the offensive from, dominating the field.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. The scores. I see the referee, umpire, as you like to call.
Umpire.
Yeah.
Call
I
umpire.
see him saying scores. How do they count the points?
He calls strikes. He calls balls. Balls is against the fielding team. That means you threw a bad ball. Is against the defensive team. So if you said strike, okay, that one is against the offensive.
Okay.
Those ones that are batting. So if the batter from the offensive team in the batting box was given 3 good balls, which is a strike, the 3 good balls are called strikes. So after that third strike, she couldn't hit the ball.
Okay.
She's out. It's against them. And they are going to, the defensive team will make 3 out. That they'll make sure they pick 3 of those offensive teams out of the from that particular distance, from the inning where they have. After 3 outs, they change. The fielding team will need to jump out of the field, while those offensive will now go back and defend again.
Oh, okay. And
you understand? Those one will come and defend. The other one too, we need to bat.
Okay.
If there's any error, they advance.
Okay.
They will need to step on those 3 bases you see on the field.
Oh.
They have to pass through the 3 bases to come home. The moment they rotate it and come back to their starting point, that is a goal, a score. That's a point. Yeah.
Now tell us, apart
they
from
go
Lagos,
round the 3 bases to the 4th one where they started from.
Rashida, apart from Lagos, which other state is, because it seems you are in the know of all this. Apart from Lagos, which other states are ensuring that softball develops?
They are into softball, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Lagos, Oyo.
Is it as okay now? The other state you are mentioning, Rashida, is it? Sorry to cut you short. Is it as developing as those ones in Lagos? Is there any activities going there?
Yes. The ones I'm mentioning, they are active people that are playing baseball and softball.
Oh, okay.
They are active states.
Oh, okay.
So Lagos, as I said, Oyo, Osun is just coming up. Kwara. We have Delta State. We have Bayelsa.
Okay.
We have Rivers. We have Niger. We have Kaduna.
Okay.
We have Abuja.
Interesting.
And we have which other one? Enugu.
Okay. So
Those are the active states presently in
our last
Nigeria.
question before I let you go. Our last question before I let you go. What's the future of softball? Tell us. Do you think there's so much future in this game in this country, Nigeria, in our country, Nigeria?
Yes, there is, compared to the way it was then. We are just starting afresh. Like I told you yesterday at the field that, I came back from Bayelsa last month. We won 2 weeks national camp for under 16. And this is, to start recruiting players for the next Olympics.
Okay.
We have started.
Okay.
And Betty, there was nothing of such all the while. We don't know. We don't know. I mean, we no longer have a national team. Now we are selecting a new national team,
Okay.
younger girls, to go and represent Nigeria outside the country.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
so these are the new development that is coming up, and this is done by the Fast Pitch Softball Commission under the Nigerian Baseball and Softball Association.
Okay. Thank you very much,
So,
Rasheedat.
we are moving forward. There is a future in it.
Okay, there's a future in it. Thank you very much for your time. We are glad and grateful that we have your person talking to us about this one sport that not everybody knows about. Thank you very much once again, Rasheedat Abdulrahman. It's been our pleasure. We've been joining us since the beginning of the program. We're talking about softball, how to ensure children around us play softball, and every modalities and the technicalities that has to do with this fast-growing sport. I'm Mudashiru Shitu. Thanks for joining me. Same time next week, we'll be giving you all what you need to know in the world of sport. Bye for now.